Hello there, my beautiful friends. So if you are ready to talk all things Super Shock Shadow, then buckle up because we are not only going to be talking Super Shock Shadow today, we are going to be swatching and showing off my entire collection of Super Shock Shadows. And yes, we are going to be saying Super Shock Shadow quite a lot. So if you are ready to see my entire collection and to hear that word repeated about 100 times here, then keep on watching and let's go ahead and jump right on in. So as I just stated, I am going to be swatching and showing my entire collection of Super Shock Shadows. I'm also going to be showing my collection of Jelly Much eyeshadows, which is also from Colourpop, and I'm going to be showing my one Glitterally Obsessed shadow from Colourpop as well, because I only have one of them. I'm still in the process of collecting those. Now, one of my subscribers asked me to basically film an entire collection video on everything that I have that is Colourpop related, and let me tell you, if I were to film that video, I think it would legitimately be like 2 hours long, because I have so many freaking Colourpop products that I can't keep track. I cannot do an entire video on all my Colourpop stuff because we will be here until 2020, okay? But whenever somebody has a video request from me, I always try to make it happen. You know, I like to give back to you guys because you guys are so nice for watching my videos that I want to give you what videos you want to see. So I think what I'm gonna do is basically just break this up into categories and start out with the Super Shock Shadows, then move into like the pressed eyeshadows, maybe then lip products, and so on and so forth, because trust me, you do not want me to take up 2 hours of your day with my rambling and my swatching. But nonetheless, we are going to go ahead and kick off this collection series for everything that I have that is Colourpop with these Super Shock Shadows. Now, I also have included my Jelly Much eyeshadows, but I legitimately have 2 of them, so my collection is very small. And I've included my Glitterally Obsessed eyeshadow from Colourpop as well, which I am in the process of collecting. But let me go ahead and wrap up my rambling here and get to what you truly came for, which was these Super Shock Shadows. So let's jump on in. So let's go ahead and kick off this swatch party here with the only Glitterally Obsessed shadow that I have from Colourpop, which is in the shade Starfire, which is described as a lavender with silver hollow and bronze glitter. Now I know what you're thinking. Yes, I do kind of believe that Colourpop copied Lemonhead here a little bit with their space paste. This is basically like a glitter that's been suspended in a jelly cream type of scenario, and when you put it on the eyes, it doesn't get any fallout anywhere. It actually dries down to be pretty transfer proof. As you can see here, I'm rubbing my finger over the swatch and no glitter is flaking off, which is pretty impressive. These feel really cold on the eyes and it's pretty cool. I like the feeling of it, but these are super sparkly and glittery and beautiful. Now this next shadow is one of their Jelly Much shadows in the shade Sweet Dreams. This is probably one of the best things that I own from Colourpop. This is described as a soft pink with a silver blue flip, but honestly to me this is more like a corally watermelon type pink that has almost like a green flip to it, so I don't know if my eyes are just playing tricks on me, but this shadow is a little bit more sheer, but as you can see it has that beautiful like corally warm pink base and it just has such a beautiful sparkle to it. I absolutely love it. This next guy right here is No Rest for the Vivid. I see what you did there, Colourpop. No rest for the vivid, like no rest for the wicked. That's pretty cool, I guess, I suppose. This is a hot pink with an intense blue duochrome flip, and unlike Sweet Dreams, this is a pink, but it doesn't have a bunch of sparkle in it like Sweet Dreams does. As you can see here, it has much more of an intense kind of sheen to it, which gives a different effect on the eyes, which I personally like. Do you see these 3 shadows together? Like, that's the most beautiful combination I ever seen in my life. But now let's go ahead and jump on into the thing that we're all here for, the Super Shock Shadows, and this is my most favorite Super Shock Shadow that I've ever owned. This is the shade Bubbly, which is described as a pink satin with a bunch of silver and pink glitter. You guys know that I'm a sucker for baby pink, and you know even more that I'm a sucker for glitter. So, you know, when you slam baby pink and glitter together, I am just sold. You got me sold here. So kind of a funny story about this next Super Shock Shadow here. This is the shade Ice Dream, and I had to get this guy off of freaking eBay because they basically sold this in a set of, I believe, 30 eyeshadows that sold for $100, and I was not willing to spend $100 on a few Super Shock Shadows that I wanted. I don't know why they didn't release this in a single form, because it's beautiful. But Ice Dream has a sheer iridescent base that has a bunch of blue and purple glitter running throughout it. It is super shiny and beautiful, and I don't know why the hell they didn't sell this as a single. Like, Colourpop, let's get on that. Please bring that collection back as singles, because I will buy them. Now, this next guy, a lot of people have in their collection. This is the shade Tassel. not tinsel like it says on the screen. That is my bad, I'm sorry. But this is a beautiful bright true white with a bunch of silver glitter. It's super reflective. This is gorgeous as an inner corner highlight, and I feel like that's what most people use it for. It is so freaking beautiful and shiny. I just love it. Now this next guy is also another Super Shock shadow that a bunch of people have. Everyone and their mother's dog has Millionaire here. This is a bronze with pink and gold, and it's described as an ultra glitter formula, and as you can see via the swatch there, it is super sparkly and reflective and glittery. This next guy here is called Socialize, like Socialize and Socialize. Yeah, nice one again, Colourpop. But this is a satin pale lavender with a little bit of pink glitter kind of sprinkled throughout it. I love the actual base color of this shadow. I just really wish that there was more glitter in it, but that's just me nitpicking. I can always mix it with another Super Shock shadow to get that glittery effect, and I really like the base color, like I said. Now this next guy I used to use all the freaking time, so much so that I hit pan on it, which is pretty impressive. This is a limited edition shade that I don't think they ever brought back, but this is Summer Lovin, which is a rose gold with pink and silver glitter, and it is super sparkly and reflective. I used to use it every freaking day, it feels like. Jumping on into Tea Party here, which is described as a soft peach with silver sparkle. Mine has seen better frickin' days, let me tell you. Look at that swatch. That swatch is a hot mess, but nonetheless, I used to use this all of the time, and mine's definitely dried out a little bit because, yeah, she's definitely seen some better days around here. This next guy here is called Animal. This is the first bright color that we're seeing. This is an electric bright neon coral, which according to Colourpop has a subtle flash of gold. To me, this just looks like a satiny type of coral shade that's super neon, and my original purpose for buying this was to dupe out a specific shade from the Venus XL palette called Flora. If you are an OG to my channel, you know what shade that is because I was obsessed. So next up is Colourpop's Girly, and I gotta be honest, I'm not the hugest fan of this shadow. This is described as a warm beige with a pearly finish, but there's just, oh god, I freaking dropped it. Oh my god. My life is a mess. But as you can see here in the swatch, there's not that much really going on with the shadow. It's just not that impressive. This next shadow is called Sequin, and this is described as a rosy penny copper with multi-dimensional glitter, and Colourpop has so many different variations of this type of bronzy shade, and as you can see, mine's definitely seen better days. She's a little bit dried out. Now this next one is freaking phenomenal. If you need like a deep hot pink, this is the one to definitely go to. This is the shade Baby Talk. This is a matte deep hot pink with, according to Colourpop, small particles of pink pearl. And as you can see here, look how concentrated and pigmented that swatch is. That was just one swatch, and it is super smooth and buttery. Now we're hopping into Koosh, which is another shadow that everyone and their mama's dog has. This is described as a metallic icy silver taupe, and I've never really used this shade on the eyes before. I think I have like once or twice. This is a gorgeous metallic formula that has no glitter, so if you are not into glittery shadows but you still want shine, this might be your guy. Now, like I said, there was a bunch of rose goldy, bronzy type shades in Colourpop's Super Shock shadow line, and Lala is another example of that. I mean, look at it compared to Sequin. They almost look exactly the same. Lala's just a little bit more pink toned. This next guy right here is yet again another almost identical shade to Sequin and Lala. This is the shade Weenie, and this is described as an ultra metallic rose gold. It doesn't really have as much glitter as Sequin and Lala, but I mean, it's basically almost the same exact shadow. It's really hard to tell the difference between them, and this is from the first Kathleen Lights collab, so I basically just bought it because of her. Now this is the shade Paradox. This is described as a warm satin burgundy red, and this was my go-to burgundy before I got my paws on Baby Talk, and now that I have Baby Talk, Paradox doesn't even hold a candle to that shadow. Baby Talk is just perfection, so I'm sorry, Paradox. Oh god, now we have Waddles, and I really dislike this shade on my particular skin tone, and just the way I look. I don't look good with these types of eyeshadows, and I legitimately bought it because Kathleen Light said she liked it, so I don't like that shadow. And the final Super Shock shadow that I own is Stereo, which is a blackened warm purple with pink glitter. I don't like this shadow either, honestly. I don't really like this last row of shadows that much. I wish I didn't even buy the last two, let's be honest here. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys swatches of my top 5. Look how freaking sparkly and beautiful these are. Oh my god, I can't handle it. So stunning. But the first shade is Sweet Dream, which is one of the Jelly Much shadows, which was that beautiful corally pink shade that to me has like a green flip going on, but according to Colourpop it's not green. The next shade is No Rest for the Vivid, which is very similar to Sweet Dream, but it just has more of a blue flip. In the center we have Bubbly, which is that gorgeous baby pink with silver glitter. You knew that was going to be a part of this. Second to last we have Ice Dream, which is the sheer iridescent base with purple and blue glitter. And finally we have Tassel, which is that gorgeous white based eyeshadow with a bunch of silver glitter. Obviously I like the glittery ones. These are freaking phenomenal. I mean, look at that. Stunning. So as you can see, I have a pretty decent medium-sized collection of Super Shock shadows, but honestly, I thought that I was gonna have such a larger collection, and that is because I used to watch a lot of Kimberly Clark, and she was going through a little decluttering phase. And you know, when you watch someone on YouTube, you start to develop their ideals, or I don't know, idolize their ideals a little bit. That's like the same freaking word, but you know what I'm saying. You start to want to be into the things that they're into, and she was going through a Marie Kondo phase, decluttering things. So I thought, hey, I gotta declutter some of my stuff and clean up my life a little bit, which apparently still hasn't happened. But nonetheless, I ended up gifting a lot of my Super Shock shadows from Colourpop, more specifically the more colorful and interesting ones, to my friends and my cousin, which looking back, I'm just like kicking myself in the face because why the hell did I do that? I don't know. It was truly just me jumping on the bandwagon of wanting to declutter things because someone else was. Hence why I don't declutter now. If I really hate a product, I mean, yeah, I'll declutter it, but more than likely, I'm not decluttering things, and if I do, I'm selling it. Because contrary to popular belief, I want to get my money's worth out of the products that I spend money on, and I don't want to just give them away or throw them in the trash. Like, I know I should throw things in the trash that are expired, and I understand that. But if it's something that I'm just not super into, I'm gonna at least try to sell it, okay? I'm not just gonna give it to someone unless I truly like freaking hate it. Yeah, random little side tangent aside here about why I don't declutter except in very extreme cases. I got completely off topic there, and it's not like anyone really cared if I declutter or not. But nonetheless, that is gonna be wrapping up today's swatch video and collection video on everything Colourpop Super Shock Shadow related. I feel like Super Shock shadows are so underrated, and I know people say that all the time, but they truly are. Some of them are definitely hit and miss, but when you find a hit out of their lineup of Super Shock shadows, it will probably be the only thing you use for like a month straight. This is kind of an unpopular opinion, but I feel like a lot of my makeup style is an unpopular opinion, but I personally absolutely love their super glittery, like chocked full of glitter Super Shock shadows. Those are my favorite. You know, the satiny ones they're decent, they're okay, they're not my fave. And the metallic ones they're good, you know, I like them, I like to touch them and swatch them and whatnot, but the ones that I use the most are the ultra glittery ones. I don't care if it's sheer, I don't care if it's iridescent, I like the ones that are just packed and full of glitter. But I have been rambling on here for way too long as per usual, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you get back to your day. So please do let me know in the comments, what do you want to see as far as Colourpop products goes in the next Colourpop collection video? I have so many single shadows from them. I probably have as many as I showed you here today, if not more, so if you want to see that next, just let a girl know and I'll make it happen. But if you want to keep up with when I post these Colourpop collection videos and you are not already subscribed, then what the heck are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below to stay in the loop. But with that being said, I hope that you are having an absolutely amazing and beautiful day wherever you are, and thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope to see you next time. Bye!